Hey, what's up? Postal268 here, and I decided I am going to do a deck building Wallapalooza. But no, I'm going to make several videos hopefully in the next week or so that's going to detail several decks. This one I'm hoping to go over Volcanics. There's another one I want to go over my current version of ghostrick, which is way better than the original. And I can't remember. Oh, third one, I was obviously going to go over Red Eyes Fusion. That was a deck I made a little bit ago, but I'm wanting to revisit it since I wasn't making YouTube videos at that point in time. And might even talk about Red Eyes Zombie Dragon deck, since that's actually a tier 1 deck at the moment. Alright, so obviously I chose Yugi for the Volcanics because Destiny Draw is broken. Now I will do a disclaimer. I don't have all the cards I want. I went through 150 packs to get what I have, so it's not easy. I wanted 2 Volcanic Rockets, and actually, let me go ahead and remove something real. Yeah. Alright, so yes, 2 Volcanic Rockets. I feel like that would really make the deck run a lot better. But obviously, since this is a full-sized box, two copies of an ultra rare is hard to get this early on, unless you spend a lot of money, which I don't. But yes, so I've got 1 copy of Volcanic Doomfire, 1 copy of Rocket, 2 Royal Firestorm Guards, 1 Volcanic Hammerer, 3 Volcanic Shells, 3 Blasters, 2 Tri-Blaze Accelerators, 2 Blaze Accelerators, and then I suggest any staple support you honestly feel like doing. I just used what I had. I had a Floodgate Trap Hole, a Mirror Wall, Wall of Disruption, 2 Draining Shields, but obviously whatever you want to use, you want to throw in some enemy controllers, whatever. That's a good option. You might not, you might just want more draw support. Who knows? This is very customizable. I'm saying particularly what you want is this. Although I would take, if I had the ability, I would put Blaster at 2. And I would run 2 Volcanic Rockets. Because I feel like that would really up the consistency. And Rocket is extremely important. Rocket can constantly cycle the Blaze Accelerators back to you, especially if your enemy is destroying them or if you're sacking them for Doomfire. Which, when you're running Royal Firestorm Guards, you can just keep cycling your Pyros back into your deck. It's amazing. I run this deck in real life. I just don't run it like this, obviously. I use that trap that just totally made it broken. And obviously, I keep saying obviously. But in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, we never really used Doomfire or Hammerer. I mean, and we used Scattershot. They really should. If they added Scattershot and the trap card, this would easily be the most broken deck in the game. But yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll go over. The base strategy is to you want to get Rocket as quickly as possible. That's in any Volcanic deck, you want to get Rocket quick. That's why we have Volcanic Blasters. When they're destroyed by battle, you can put 1 Volcanic monster on top of the deck. So you want to throw out a Blaster and get it killed and get Volcanic Rocket. Drop down Rocket and get a Blaze Accelerator. Yes, Rocket's ability, when it is summoned, you can add a Blaze Accelerator from the deck or the graveyard to your hand, which makes it to where you have infinite Blaze Accelerators as long as you can keep pulling Rocket back out of the graveyard. And it also says when this card is summoned. It doesn't have to be played from your hand to use that effect. You can summon it from the graveyard and still use its effect. You can summon it from the Banish Zone and still use its effect. If it is summoned, its effect pops off. Very few cards in this game are that generous but yes, once you get Blaze Accelerator, what that card does is you can target one monster your opponent controls, send one pyro-type monster with 500 less attack from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do, destroy that target. So you can discard a pyro monster and blow up one of your opponent's monsters. Unfortunately, you cannot declare an attack the turn you activate this effect. Doesn't seem all that powerful to begin with, but if you sacrifice it for Tri-Blaze Accelerator, now you get to do the exact same thing, but inflict 500 points of damage every time you do so. And on top of this, you are really thinning out your opponent's resources. As you just keep blowing up their monsters, they can't summon them fast enough. And it makes it to where they are reluctantly summoning monsters at all, because they're not really sure what to do. They'll have to really run some heavy back row destruction. But that's where... Oh, and obviously... God, I say that way too much. Let me find... What is a substitute word I can do for that? You can tell this isn't scripted. Substitute word. Inevitably. Or what you... Desirably. What you want to do is have shells in your hand. These are the ammunition for the Blaze Accelerators. They don't do anything. They're 100 attack, they're 0 defense, but when they're in the graveyard, you can pay 500 life points and add one to your hand. Burning your life really helps with Destiny draw. As long as you can keep your opponent from having monsters to be able to attack with, you can effectively keep going. And I know a lot of you who aren't familiar with Volcanics at this point are like, you're really burning through your resources. How are you recycling them? Royal Firestorm Guard. It is a pyro monster with 1700 attack and 1200 defense. When it is normal summoned, you can target 4 pyro type monsters in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, and draw 2 cards. This is extremely useful. It doesn't seem that useful until you think about it. Every volcanic monster is a pyro, including Royal Firestorm Guards, which isn't a volcanic monster, but he's also a pyro. Every monster in your deck is a pyro, and you're throwing them into the graveyard like candy. You are just dumping them in there. Not only is this going to add a large amount of consistency because you can draw like a mofo, but it allows you to recycle all of your resources. And if you're running rockets, the rockets will recycle your spell cards. You effectively have an infinite deck if built properly, which is why I suggest 2 volcanic rockets and only 2 blasters, unless you only have 1 rocket. I think that's everything. Doomfire's cool. He can be special summoned by sacrificing a Tri-Blaze Accelerator. During your opponent's battle phase, your opponent must attack this monster, so your opponent can't attack unless they have a way to deal with this. They can, of course, just not go into battle phase. That's annoying. But when he destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can destroy all monsters your opponent controls and inflict 500 points of damage to each of them. I mean, to your opponent for each of them. Very nice effect. And Volcanic Hammerer is nice because you can, every turn, just inflict 200 points of damage to your opponent for every volcanic monster in the graveyard. So if you just use Tri-Blaze Accelerator and you can't attack, pop his effect, burn your opponent anyways for each one you just threw to the graveyard. There's lots of strategies with this deck, and I'm quite satisfied with it. I was planning on having some replays to show you, but unfortunately I've just been running really short on time. In fact, I've put this video back 3 days just because I could not find the time to play with the deck and save replays. Well, I was this close to finishing the video when my phone died, which I was using as a webcam through the internet. But thanks for watching. This has been Postal268. I hope you liked the Volcanic deck. If you did, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, let me know so that I know to keep making these. And also, I'm planning on making a few more this month. So, thanks for watching, and have a nice night, or day, whatever time you're watching this.